We're back, guys. And our boy finally got Jett right.
No, so I didn't, because I texted you and I said I feel like I need to change.
And you know what I told him?
And I didn't.
I told him I'm making the switch.
Did you?
I said
though?
I made this. Yeah, I made the switch.
Gosh darn it.
That was my only pick I got right, which 28 points, which isn't great for having first right. But hey, you know what? Jett did win, and this guy's going to be able to.
I let this guy get in my head as a problem. I let him actually tell me and convince me. It was almost like a
mind wash.
Yeah, that Eli just had it. It was done, and it just not even close.
Yeah, well, come on. Tomac rolled around the first start and second to last, actually.
If it was Jett, he would have got up to the podium.
We've already seen that happen. And what did Jett do? Fall twice and
me.
What? He was sick. Everyone's getting the paddock flu.
I'm sick of his.
Everyone's getting the paddock flu right now. Mad at Jett, but welcome back.
Mad at Jett? He won. Don't be mad at him.
Well, he just picked the wrong weekend to do it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Welcome back to the podium, though, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you guys for staying tuned here. We had another great week of racing, a little bit of rain that made it a little interesting for some of the guys out there. And again, we're all healthy, which is badass. So we got a whole nother round coming up in Glendale, bigger track, same racers, no real parity at that as far as that goes. And we're pumped on that. So I think it's going to be great racing again.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Kawasaki new two-stroke.
Oh.
Guys, I want this is this week's assignment down in the comments below.
I wasn't a big Cowie guy until I got that KX450 that's downstairs.
He's so. I'll put up a photo of that thing.
She's nice.
Look at that. Look at
hey, you know what's kind of weird? Mitch actually, they did a little thing on Vital or Motocross. I forget what it was. But they went around the pits after that whole cool commercial that came out, obviously.
Yeah, we heard you.
Yeah, we heard you. You know, they go through all the comments, similar to how we're doing right now. And they're saying the two-stroke is back, which is sick. But this is a great topic. I think we need to get into this because Mitch Payton kind of leaned towards it being a 85.
You think an 85?
Well, Mitch Payton said that.
But they already have a KX85.
Not as of late. How long has it been since they've built a new one, or is there new ones?
There's brand new ones right now. You go roll up and buy a 2025 or
so
24.
Why would Mitch say that? Maybe it was a 65, whatever it was.
You have that guy on the show and talk about his picks too.
Yeah, no, Wheezy's calling right now. We'll get him on next week. His picks are
get him on the phone.
Just about as trash as ours.
No, but so this is this is your guys' assignment, and this because I want to hear this from you, and
what do you think it's going to be?
I want to see by your vote down below what size do you think it is.
What's your hope?
The 500 community. Okay, me. I'm a big 500 community guy. I'm hoping for an open class big bore two-stroke.
So 300 or more?
I'm thinking more. I'm thinking a lot more. I'm thinking 500.
Chad Reed said the same thing. He's hoping for a bigger. I think it's going to be a 300. Mark my words, if it is a 300, we'll be sitting one right here in front of the camera when it comes out.
And we won't put it behind us either. It'll be in front. We'll be like peeking over.
We'll be talking over it because if it's fuel injected, electric start, hydro clutch, which the Cowies already have hydro clutch. They already have electric start on their four strokes. They're already fuel injected. If it's all three of those, they've got a real contender right there.
So let's dial this in real quick. Okay, guys, we need to be serious here. I have a little bit of intel in this world. Okay, I know some people. I talked to some people.
We've got
and Zach is not far off of what they've also been told with KTM's recent hardships.
That's a perfect time to come in.
It is heard that their factory support level is going to come down quite a bit, and this would be a perfect time for another manufacturer to come in with the 300,
especially for the off-road guys,
class two-stroke for the enduro guys, and kind of show a different color out on the field because there won't be so much coverage for KTM. Now, having said that, I did also hear this, that as of right now, Gas, Husqvarna, KTM are the only ones that make a competitive 125. Yes, Yamaha makes a 125. Competitive 125.
2006.
There's a lot of guys out there that are like, hey.
Almost 20 years old, yeah.
Listen, I love
competitive.
That. I love
the
that
plastics
bike.
have changed.
Yeah, I love your bike, okay? I love YZ125s, but let's be honest, you got to do a lot of money in those things to make
Cody Webb's putting a lot of money in his Enduro YZ250 right now.
So that is also an option. We might see just a 125 come through for that schoolboy class, schoolboy
cool.
B.
Yeah, and It's obviously a stepping stone for a lot of these kids that are coming off of an
very
85 or
big
a
class.
super mini.
And not only that, but it's dominant. If you go to Mammoth, you go to
It's all Austrian bikes in the 125.
Loretta Lynn's.
Yeah.
It is orange everywhere.
Yeah. Orange, white, or red.
Yeah, and it's so dominated by that whole pure mobility.
Well, let's talk about the snowball effect of this, because
and it's going to be huge. Like,
all of these Japanese motorcycles now are going to look at Kawasaki and be like, oh, they're bringing it back?
what did they smell in the water?
Exactly. So Honda's for sure going to probably come to dance, you would think. I mean, dude, KTM, although they've made some stupid decisions as far as buying multiple brands and spending a bunch of money they didn't have, they did do something right. And their two-strokes are beyond better than anyone else's. I'm sorry to say, I've had it all. They're better. And hopefully now Cowie has come through.
Their suspension sucks.
Yeah, their suspension sucks.
Their engines and chassis are amazing.
And their reliability. I mean, drop it in the comments if you've had bad experiences, but I haven't. And Kawasaki is known for not having bad deal. So as far as longevity goes, I think if they come to dance,
this is going to open up some manufacturers' minds.
And a 125 and all these.
How can that's what I don't freaking understand is like, how after this long of a KTM domination in off-road, how come we haven't seen a better push from the Japanese? Like, did they just give up? Or they're like, they can have it? Or are we finally seeing one of the manufacturers be like, no, you can't keep running away with this? Because I heard a staggering number of the 300 XCW model last year was their highest sold model.
They're everywhere.
And that's just one model. That's not the 300 XC.
Yeah,
that's XCW.
Yeah,
over 200,000.
And if you're a motorcycle manufacturer,
yeah,
it's not necessarily super hard to make another displacement. It's hard to for these guys that are making a whole new motorcycle like Triumph or something like that.
Right.
I'm sure Japan's looking at it like, hey, we've already got the platform here. We've got, racers that have come from different brands. If they're, factory level supported riders that are now on a Cowie, they can give their feedback. And from our little birdie that we have is it looks like the Japanese actually came over during a bike week a few years back and really took notes on all of the two-strokes.
It's orange everywhere.
Yeah, and so they're looking at these things and thinking, what can we do better? And, man, if they do come out with something competitive, which I think they will, that's awesome because it's better for our sport. And, obviously we do need KTM to get back on its feet. But, hey, with a little slip-up, competition comes in.
Or is this the manufacturers trying to put the final stake in KTM's heart? Kick them while they're down.
Yeah, I mean,
let's take some unit sales away.
Business is business, but I do think everyone's got their own little cult following for manufacturers, and Cowie's big. A lot of people like to ride green, and I'm just saying if they dance the right way, if they do the cha-cha-cha, they can take some sales away from KTM and, like you said, kick them while they're down.
That would be something.
But if they bring out like some KX50,
I don't see that. I'm sorry.
I don't see. I hope it's
just because, and this is my 2 pennies on that one between Cobra, KTM, obviously Husqvarna, gas.
Cobra's got the lion's share of those. Yeah.
And not only that, but Cobra, the deal that they pull for the youth, like the deals that you could buy.
Help out, yeah.
The CX model is what they call them. So they have the CX50s, the CX Junior 50s.
Used to be King Cobra when I was a kid.
Right. Yeah. Same here. And tell you what, they bring those prices down for both their 65 and their 50s quite a bit for anyone who wants to join that Cobra crew or whatever it's called. So I feel like that's taken is what you're saying. I'm saying that market's pretty monopolized already, just between those four. I don't think as a Japanese that you're looking at that when the bikes are $3,000 to $4,000 a piece.
Yeah, and let's look at what you just said as far as how many thousands of KTM 300 XCWs sold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The market.
If you're just doing if you're looking
wide
at it as
ratio,
a strict,
300.
Yeah, if you're looking at it as a strict business thing, you're saying, okay, what is the leading seller of motorcycles? You'd look at the 300 and you'd say, how do we make one of those? Personally, that's what I would be.
But that's. Now we have an even wider span of market. We got Sherco, who's been making quite a few good strides lately in the market.
Yeah, shout out to Will Reardon for getting second, who's now running dirt tricks now.
Really solid bikes.
Yeah. Carbureted.
carbureted, but you throw a smart carb or whatever on it, and those things are, exactly. And that's kind of my point. Is like, whereas with the 50 class, you have 4 major contenders. Now when you go to 300, you got even Riehu, Raiju.
However
you say that thing.
There are those
Beta,
niche
Sherco,
brands. There are those niche brands.
I'll just say Pure Mobility because the other 3 brands in there. But I mean, that's it. I mean, those 6. I think TM does have one, but they're not very popular.
Yeah, TM again is another Italian niche brand, but they're making a living off of the 300 model.
Right.
So there's all these companies that are just doing 300s.
Fast, dude. They're super fast too. Like, I've seen those things in person.
Yeah, they rip. They look sick.
Ripping. I think Sipes was on when I was like,
but Cowie, if you come to dance with the right bike, and like you said, the 125 is a big step. If they do come out with a 125 that is competitive, all those schoolboy kids that are coming off of super minis are all pretty much going 125, and then they go to the 250F. So that's a big sale. So maybe that's it.
If NXT Bets wants to put this out there, I think they might make some money off of this one. I think when it comes to the highest competitive market for a manufacturer right now is Schoolboy A, Schoolboy B. Is going to be that 250 C class, B class, moving out of super mini. Like those kids, they throw an obnoxious amount of money at their bikes. Or the parents actually, but like an obnoxious amount of money at those bikes. And that's where I'm thinking, like, that's if I was Kawasaki and I want to get racing 2-strokes again, I would throw something out there. But this is, like I said, next bets and stuff like that. Can you guys think of a big bore 2-stroke that is made anymore? So now we have Pantera, which is huge over in Europe.
The 500.
Yep. We have a new one called the Thomason 500, which is working together with Honda, directly with Honda, to make a production CR 500, which is huge.
Like real life?
We have. I'll put it up on screen. It's incredible.
All right.
We have Service Honda. AJ Wagner has been making basically Service Honda since the early 2000s, late 90s. We have also Antonio Rapoli, I think his last name is, out of Italy again, but he makes 2-stroke aluminum frame conversions and stuff like that. They're insane, but I think Cowie might be seeing like, oh my God, these guys they're still rebuilding old KX 500s and racing them in open classes, and there isn't. I mean, other than the Thomason right now, and BRC was the other one. BRC makes this 500 that you can literally drop in your KTM right now and go race.
Sick,
but I think Kawasaki's possibly seeing these guys are out of the garage manufacturers are just all of a sudden blowing up, selling these full-blown engine kits to drop into your bike, and they're like, why aren't we making a production bike? So that's...
If we put a graph as far as like the stoke level of everyone, let's put it out there, right? If it's a KX65, a KX85, which I already have, like you talked about, KX125, KX250, or 300, 500. The stoke level would probably be the highest on the new 500 because that's like nostalgia for everyone. A lot of these kids these days don't know what that is, but as far as all the dads out there, they'd be like, dude, that would be sick. They'd probably go run to their Cowie dealership and put some money down on it.
Yeah.
Now, for me, as far as Kawasaki being competitive in the off-road market, which let's all, it's out there, and a lot of people ride out off-road because it's more available. If they do a 300, dude, I think
we got to get one.
I think y'all definitely got to get one. If there is a 300, maybe even a 125.
Will
that'd
it
be
be
pretty sick.
so? Let's play this little devil's advocate.
Drop a
game.
comment if you guys think what
you
you're
guys
at.
need to play. I want to see what you guys are saying too down in the comments. But if it is a 300, is it aluminum framed? Because off road, the Shercos are aluminum.
No, steel.
Steel? Okay, the 4-stroke, so it must be aluminum.
Everything for the most part. They can make a competitive bike as aluminum.
My point was, don't you want steel for off road?
I think we don't know what we don't know, right? So no one's made a dedicated off-road bike since KTM, Gas, Husky, Sherco. They've all been steel.
We've seen
so we haven't had a brand like
the CRF RX.
Yeah,
18-inch. They try to make it like a.
I guess I'm looking more towards the enduro stuff. The desert stuff, they eat up. Aluminum for chassis are great. Steel's great. It's fine, but I think they go aluminum. Yeah. I think that it would look sick. I think it would look good. I think
they don't bend.
I don't think they go away from aluminum. I think it's an aluminum
future.
And it could look sick.
Let's hear it, guys. Down in the comments below. Let's not take away from who has the red plate right now.
Roczen.
Dude,
by 1 point.
I don't care if it's a half of a point. Dude deserves it, not for being
Super
the fastest
cool.
guy on the track, but for gosh darn it being the most consistent.
Yeah, and that Suzuki, dude, he's proven everyone wrong. That kickstart Suzuki that they haven't put any R&D into for the last 10 years. He's just like, you know what, I'm going to take this bike.
You know, I bought the brand new 2018 when it came out in 2018, the new model.
Yeah,
that's like I remember
which is
watching,
it now.
Yeah, I remember watching the commercial.
So how's it feel riding Kenny's bike?
Beautiful. I was literally watching Supercross, and it was something that Weston did in one of the commercials for Suzuki, and I looked at my buddies who were watching Supercross with it, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that bike because it looks so good, and I got it, and it was You're talking
about One Punch Pike?
Yeah. It was literally like that bike was good.
Yeah.
And now I don't own it. I have a newer Yamaha now, but the point is like it is a good bike.
Mm-hmm.
I worked on them for 4 or 5 years with AGP Suzuki,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that they're just very reliable machines.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really easy to set up compared to some of the other manufacturers. So I think that's why, you know, if you guys ever took the time to really look at the difference between the bikes, what's crazy is like how minimalist the Suzukis are. Cable clutch, Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, they're fuel injected, but that doesn't take up a lot of electronic room. Like you need a starter relay, starter solenoid, all the electronics for start control. So
yeah, and a lot of these other bikes, like you said, are traction control. They have all these other modes. He doesn't have that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And they're so bare bones, and it makes me wonder, like, you know, the program that they have for his factory bike, if it's obviously it's working. So I was going to say it's a stupid question. Of course, the bike's working.
Yeah,
but Kenny really seems to be working good with it. Like it's he's been factory Honda. He's been
factory KTM. Yeah, he's been on the top of the top as far as teams go. But I think what we understate too much is that with these guys being on the same team for as long as they have been, let's talk about Anderson. Let's talk about Roczen. Both those guys have been on the same platform for a while now.
Long time.
They know the team. They know the guys. And it seems like it's working out better and better and better for them because, you know, it's not new. You know, we saw the Sexton hiccups with their first year. Yeah. Tomac, same thing with Starr, you know, and he's now starting to feel comfortable. All these guys, it takes time with all these teams, you know.
The development is crazy.
Yeah, guys like you, Clint, that are, you know, wrenching, they've got to get a feel for the motorcycle. That all takes time, and we're seeing it with Roczen where it seems like he's super comfortable. I mean, let's go back to last year. If he doesn't blow a rear shock out,
oh my God,
you know, we might be talking about Roczen being in that top 3.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten hurt.
At the end of the year, he wouldn't have got hurt, and I think that's what it is. I think it's time on the motorcycle. It's being confident, being there, been there, done that. You know, I've had the red plate before, Roczen being, and it's just been making out for some really good racing. And
it's so good.
It's cool to see now we're 3 rounds in. There's been 3 different winners. You know, we had Chase A1, Tomac, and now we have Jett. So we'll see.
Jett.
Are we going to have a 4th winner?
Yeah, you know, I would actually like that as much as it would mess up my picks because I'll be honest, like I'm kind of returning to some previous picks one here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, just for parity, I think it's just been so awesome that I would love to see a new podium winner. I think it would be rad.
And we kind of talked about this in the last show too. We're talking about 450 classes. Is that start? I remember I said, I was like, I see one of these 3 guys getting a bad start. And who was it this time? It was Tomac.
Literally Tomac.
Right? So that it's taking that start. One of the top 3 are going to be having a bad start.
Yeah.
A start. It's just statistically, it's what's going to happen. And Tomac led a pretty good charge back to 7th. It rained right before the main. And it did slick it out quite a bit. And I don't think a lot of people were waiting or ready for that. But...
And I misspoke just to clear this up real quick. I said Anderson got the whole shot. No, he didn't. Justin Cooper got the whole shot, and I actually completely forgot about that because when he got the whole shot, I was like, oh, we've been talking about him, it feels like every weekend. Yeah. And now he shows up. But
what did he drop back to?
He dropped back to 6. He must have gone down.
I don't know if he went down. I just think there's, you know, he may have got the whole shot, but dude, you got Jett, you got Roczen, you got Anderson, Sexton, and Hunter. right behind him. I do have him as a sneaky pick for the 8th place wild card pick.
That's a good one.
But yeah, these dudes are just all gunning up there.
Yeah.
And Jett took a step forward, obviously. I think he's riding, back to his confident self.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to make out for a really good Glendale. I think it leans a little more towards Jett just because it's a bigger track. I think it seems like he's just fit and just riding very solid.
Dude, I mean, he looks collected. And on last Anaheim race, I think more than anything, what stood out to me is like, oh, he finally looks comfortable. Like in that whoop section, that was absolute. It got crazy. The dual whoop sections. It finally got to the point where I'm like watching Jett ride, where I'm like, okay, he looks like he understands what's going on with the bike now. He has that. Well, both that anticipation. He knows what the bike's going to do.
Exactly. Yeah, and those heat races really proven true. And again, it's just the way of racing. Tomac, what did he win that heat race by 12 seconds or something ridiculous?
It was a lot.
He whole shot it and then just killed everyone.
Yeah.
But without that start, and these guys are so fast in the top 5, you're pretty much going to get to 5th or a little less, like Tomac did, if you're in last. So I do think Jett and Eli are the 2 guys right now that have the speed aspect of it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what Chase is going to do. As far as
I feel like he's got to go back to the drawing board a little bit.
He's a winner. He's already taken a podium this year, and I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot that the sickness right now that everyone keeps kind of cycling around is playing into it and stuff like that. But man, I'd really like to know.
I think it's just the flu, honestly.
Yeah,
and it like you said, it has been going around. It even kicked. Who's the 250 guy out of the class the first week?
Oh, yeah.
He's the top guy.
Everyone's screaming it at home right now.
Yeah, basically. But anyways, he's there. He's battling with it. But solid weekend. What did he get, 4th? 5th?
Who's that?
Sexton last week.
Oh, Sexton, yeah. Sexton got 4th.
Yeah, so he's getting points even on a bad night. I think if everything goes right and these top 3 guys get a good start, it's going to be Jett, Eli, Sexton up there.
Okay. Yeah, well,
I feel like
I think you're absolutely correct, but I don't like that you're correct, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it's becoming predictable. We're seeing the strength of the top 5 guys,
and that's racing.
And there is obviously a little bit of give and take with that 5th place position, like Hunter.
Yeah.
I think
Cooper.
Hunter's going to start to dial in the bike a little bit more.
Cooper
but
Webb.
Same thing with everyone else. They're going to get more time on the bike, and they're going to start to figure it out more.
Well, and the nerves go away.
Yep.
I think the lights of Anaheim and, it just is bright down there. And they'll start to get into these tracks like Glendale and Arizona. It's just things are going to fall into the groove as they have in most years where the parity kind of goes away. And it's really, hey, who's getting the start? And the top 3 guys that have the speed. But again, we can't complain because look at guys like Roczen, look at guys like Anderson. I didn't have them in my, bingo card thinking that they were going to be ripping like they have. And look, Roxon's got the red plate. Do you mind actually putting up the points real quick? I want to see
Sure.
Where that is right now.
And as I'm doing this, I'll also put it up for you guys at home.
Yes, so we can kind of
Ken Roczen, like you said, man, a very dismal lead, but it looks like 3 points to me.
Okay, yeah, it is 3. That's solid. Sexton again having a bad night with the flu. He's in 2nd with 3 points behind, and then Jett and Tomac are now tied.
Yeah.
So it's obviously every year it's everyone's game, and Webb really isn't that far back behind there too.
I mean, for the sake of the argument, right? I mean, so we're talking for Anderson, he's 13 points back. Like, that's tight.
Everything is tight. This is the tightest I've seen it this far in already. Typically someone's already made a massive mistake twice in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
And what it does speak to me is that Jett having that 12th place round 1, now him and Tomac are back to being tied. So I think that's pretty good on him to basically.
That hurts, man.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah, and I think that's as far as Jett's got to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. Well, I feel good right now. I feel like the point spread is so tight that this is going to be a very entertaining season. And now knowing that we have such limited time here, I want you to get into the next bets, next NXT bets.
Yeah,
we need to talk
bets.
some spreads here for the guys.
Yeah. So for picks going forward, Vegas is actually now starting to tighten up those odds, it looks like. Jett with a plus 120 to win Glendale. That's where we're at next week. Eli plus 300. Sexton plus 400. Webb plus 700. And then Roczen at plus 1,100. I think if you're a betting man, which we can't because we are in Nevada, but plus 1,100 for Roczen guy.
He was plus 18 last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus 1,800, excuse me.
They're not necessarily showing him the love. If Jett and Eli get a bad start, it's totally doable.
Yeah, it is totally doable. And if you realize too, like Kenny's been so consistent to the point where it's not unfeasible that he can absolutely win the next race.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I think Sexton at plus 400 is actually really good odds too.
Yep.
Because if the guy's a lot healthier this week, which I'm sure he is, he's been taking those IVs. I think that's an easy plus 400 points.
No negatives on Jett. So it looks like we're all just betting positive numbers now, which is good.
I mean, if you're a betting man, the plus 120 is kind of Jets could go on a roll here, and
he could.
Those could go into negative numbers pretty quickly because he's by all accounts should win.
I was gonna say that, but I was like,
it's kind of a bummer to say, but honestly, he's there. And who knows, Tomac, if he gets a good start, him and Jett are gonna have a battle like they did in round 2.
Right. Yeah. Well, in next bets, it's kind of neat to see that, guys. I mean, if you're not using those stats, you pulled that up through Supercross on Instagram. Are they the one that was posting those?
It's NXT on Instagram. They
NXT
do
on
a
Instagram.
collaboration with Supercross on there, but I think you can find them on both.
Yeah. So if you guys are on Instagram, follow us, Dirt Tricks.
Yeah.
But if you're not, then also check out NXT Bets or Next Bets on Instagram and follow them because you're going to see those odds posted. And it's always a really good idea to
stay informed, right?
Yes, stay informed. But, we've talked about in the past, those are some of the strongest minds in sports betting. They're coming together with these numbers. Mm-hmm. So the Jett, Eli, Sexton, Webb, Roczen, top 5, that could be your pick for this
Straight
weekend.
Up. Yeah, put it just like that.
And
I have it almost the same, actually. I just have Webb out of that top 5.
Okay, so I'm saying like it's there's something there.
Yeah, we're not saying what we're saying.
Extremely bummed for not Anderson, but our buddy Cowboy come in here. AP, yeah. He's pumped to be here, guys.
Yeah,
but gotta tell you what, that was a bummer. I hate to see him get that upset. So his front end got caught up with Ferrandis.
Yeah,
and just chewed up his brake line. I saw his brake line was leaking oil, so he's
done.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't gonna be riding a Supercross track with no front brake.
No. That's the number one brake to use. And geez, man, that
is a bummer.
He wasn't in my top 5, but I don't think I would have been more upset to see anyone leave the track.
Yeah. And it's been kind of a bummer so far for the season for him, if we're being honest. Mm-hmm. Coming off of last year, he won San Diego last year.
I know.
It was a mutter, and we almost had that, but he won San Diego in round 2 of last year. And this year he hasn't started on that right foot, but hopefully, that he'll get the bike. Obviously, didn't have to go through a whole main. Maybe he's a little more well rested, and
I hope
ready
so, man.
Go. That's a good pick for 8th, honestly.
He is a solid pick for 8th. Yeah, he is so this weekend's wild card, guys. 8th place is your wild card, and we're going to dial that in quickly here. But I do want to get to a little bit of a contest that we left for last weekend's video.
Yeah, remember we said they were giving away a free sprocket.
Free sprocket with custom engraving to the best points, and we have a little bit of a problem here.
What's the problem?
Got a little bit of a tie.
Are we going to financially recover after this one?
We got a little bit of a tie, and I don't...
Okay, well, who was the tie between, and how many points did they score?
So they both got 60. So I'm going to say this right now. No one in Rocky Mountain really nailed the picks last week.
Yeah, it was crazy. What was I don't know, but it's kind of nice to always see who did the best, and you're like, how did someone get 100 points when it was all these crazy people?
I think Rocky Mountain always puts that at the bottom, it shows who won.
Mm-hmm.
So 105 points to this guy.
See, that's insane.
A Porsky
getting after it.
We
do have someone in our group. Let's just shout him out.
So top 3 guys in the Rocky Mountains, they actually all got 105.
Underground Moto 424 in our league, Garrett Stillmock.
Okay.
Stillmock's a local name here, so I don't know if that's a family member of Scott, but He's number 68 in the whole country.
That's pretty
At
incredible.
198. That's insane.
So he's making. Maybe we need to talk to him and see what he's thinking as far as picks go.
Seriously, because he's rolling with it.
He only got 35 last weekend though.
Man,
so that's
the last weekend was a tough one.
Last weekend was a tough one. I mean, me personally, I wasn't balling out either with 25 points.
Did you only get 25?
I only got 25. Dude, I told you I needed.
I got 28, so it wasn't greatest. But we have the tie here.
We got a tie,
and we've got to give away one sprocket.
Yep. Sorry.
So here's the thing. This video is going to air on Friday, as it always does.
It is Friday right now.
Oh, it's Friday, so that's when we're talking. So it's going to air today, and one of you guys is going to have to call in, and we're going to give this to whoever calls in first, right? And so out of Nathan Geiger, or
BYAK,
Bayak.
Yeah.
One of those two, if whoever calls out of them first gets the free sprocket for their bike and free custom engraving. So
congratulations in advance.
That's killer. 60 points is obviously a lot better than 28 and 25.
Yeah. And whoever calls in second, like,
good job.
Good job.
Maybe we'll give you a discount on the next sprocket that you purchase with us. How about that?
Heck no. Apparently, we got to watch them. If these guys are getting high scores, we got to watch them.
That's true.
They might be.
They might win at the end of the year.
They might be at the top of the list.
And speaking of that, speaking of prizes, Daxon reached out from Rocky Mountain. Thank you to you guys. Again, we wouldn't be here without Rocky Mountain Fantasy. So thank you to those guys. They are sending in some cool signed jerseys for some more giveaways.
What?
Yeah. So we're starting to get a lot of cool giveaways merch, mainly jerseys, which is killer. It's always great to put them in the shop and signed. I mean, you can't beat that.
No.
And I won't give away who they are because I think it's a cool surprise. So we're going to, and it's really neat. So we're hitting up all of our racers, our riders. Obviously, we support a lot of the guys in the sport. And, I think it's a really cool touch. That
is pretty cool. Wow. Well, thanks, Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, thanks for thinking of us, guys.
You guys.
Yeah.
And real quick, guys, too, if you're watching this for the first time and you don't even know what the heck's going on, just some guys talking moto. So we are Dirt Tricks. We make sprockets, timing chain tensioners. We
rotors.
make so many products for your dirt bike, and we would appreciate you guys checking out www.dirttricks.com. Go ahead and use our drop-down feature, select your ride, and see what we have available for you. But this group here is for you, believe it or not. You are welcome to join at any time, and we are closing this at round 10. Yep. We're locking the group up. We're at 95 right now.
Perfect.
And
we'd like to get it over 200.
We'd like to get it over 200 so that you guys are watching right now. We would love if you guys told your friends, got your friends involved in it, just because we really want to get the word out, not just about our products, but also about another way for you guys to win inside of Rocky Mountain.
And banter back and forth on the comment section and YouTube. And that's always
and it's fun
because
we pull up your names personally, like you guys just saw, the top winners there. So, and we get to call you out and see your names maybe thrown around social media. It's a lot of fun. So definitely spread the word. Dirt Tricks, one word, no spaces, search by groups, and you'll find us and just go ahead.
TRICKS.
It's really easy.
Yep.
So easy a caveman can do it. And with that, dude, I think it is time to get into our freaking picks.
Let's get it.
What? So
you feeling good about it this week? I feel like you got a little more confidence. The last couple of weeks you've been a little down.
You know what did it for me was just seeing Jett do it. I'm like, okay, just
back on the wagon.
Thanks, Jett. We just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
You still had it in you.
Yep.
And he does. And so it should come as no surprise that I got the guy at the top step of the podium this week as Jett Lawrence.
Me.
And this is where we get to have some fun in the picks now. It can be Kenny. It can be Eli.
Sexton.
It can be Sexton.
Could be Ando.
Could be Ando. I am going with Eli.
Could be Malcolm.
Just to get this out of the way.
Eli
Tomac for second place.
All right.
And I also see Ken Roczen kind of keeping it tight inside that podium. And
no way.
I am kind of going a little bit with the hard on the sleeve type of vote here. Like I just want to see it happen.
So you got Roczen in third.
Yeah. I got Kenny for the tree.
Okay.
Chase Sexton in the fourth spot.
Okay.
I don't feel good about that, but that's where he's at.
Okay, I like that.
Jason Anderson, and this is what's weird about the Jason Anderson pick. If he carries that same momentum he did last weekend,
he'll be higher.
I have no doubt.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
So I'm going to lock him in. I do not think that He is faster than Cooper Webb, but I need to see something from Cooper. I need to see
It's
another
so weird.
podium.
Cooper's been just off the radar. I thought for sure, and we talked about it in the beginning of the year, like, hey, this guy's going to be one of the dudes that's going to be in the top 3. It's been weird.
And then should come as no surprise to all you guys watching at home that I have Malcolm Stewart for 8th place.
Oh, my gosh.
So far, I've picked him for the first 12th, which he got.
Yeah.
Second round was 7th. He did not get that. I picked him last round again, which was 12th again. I was like, hey, he's done 12th before. He didn't get it. Benny Bloss got it last weekend.
That was pretty solid ride for Benny.
Good job.
Yeah, good job on
Benny
the beta.
on the beta. And so, yeah, that is my top picks there. And I do. I feel good about it. I don't think I'm going to change it. My current score is 98
I'll get a text.
points
Don't
in the
worry,
group.
boys. Tomac will put like some heater down that's 2 seconds faster than everyone. And then he's going to be like,
because I'd be like, Zach. I think it's Eli.
It might be. I do think those picks are very solid. Ours are very close, actually. I do have Jett going number 1.
I like it.
And it's kind of one of those things that it's for me, can't be picking with my heart because I want to pick Tomac in first. But
for me,
it's me. I would just say he's got to prove that he's not going to lose. Or not going to win.
He's not. He's got to prove that he's not.
He's got to prove not going to win.
So like an injury or something.
Exactly.
But don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But just unless Eli just completely goes out and gets a 4th place start and Jett gets the whole shot, and then Tomac passes him, I don't think I'll be putting Tomac.
That.
You don't?
I do.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I'd love to see that. That'd be sweet. I want
to see that badly.
So I got Eli in second. And just like last week, I'm going to say it, this top 3 could be totally switched up if one gets a bad start. But I have Sexton in third.
Okay, so far.
Only difference is
I wanted a Kenny.
Yeah, you got
so
Kenny.
Far.
So I got Sexton in third, which again, he gets a whole shot. He could run away.
He could.
Roczen in 4th. He's not coming out of the top 5.
No.
He's not.
Stupid to do that at this point.
Red plate, kickstart. Whatever you put on that motorcycle, he's getting in the top 5.
That's right.
Ando in 5th.
Okay.
So that's the same. So we've got basically two picks switched up between
Sexton and Kenny.
And then I have Justin Cooper as my wild card.
Good one too. So guys, other wild card watches is gonna be
Plessinger,
Barsha.
Yep.
And then obviously Malcolm and the one that he just said.
Hunter could be there too.
32.
Justin
Cooper.
Yeah.
So that's definitely
Cooper Webb. I mean, geez Louise,
those guys are for sure just outside that top 5, and you need to. It's up to you to watch timing and scoring.
Flip a coin. Yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
Maybe have your girlfriend pick a name, whichever one sounds cooler to her.
And that works out sometimes. Honestly,
it does.
This sport is crazy.
We almost need to bring back hat pick only as a.
Or maybe girl name pick.
Girl, just call one of our chicks. Be like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, here's the names.
Yeah.
You pick.
Yeah. She'd be like, for 12.
Barsha for first.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, guys, it's just getting better and better. We appreciate you guys coming along
so much.
Again, good luck to the 2 callers that are going to be coming in, and hopefully you're first because then you get a free sprocket. I believe I'll just hint. But next week we'll do a little giveaway. Or should we do one right now?
Let's spread it out.
All right, we'll spread it out. We'll do next week.
I know you guys right now are like, dang it, Clint. But it's okay. Don't worry. We got a long season ahead of us.
A long season.
And a lot of gifts to give away.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm going to wrap it here because you know what? This is a long video, and I really want to see what you guys are saying. Have a freaking good Friday. Enjoy the races. I'm excited for it.
Glendale's going to be awesome. What a beautiful time to be alive, right? We got so many great things happening. Kawasaki's bringing another 2-stroke in.
Just get lit.
Just stay stoked. Yeah, I like that. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
All
right, guys. We'll see you guys next time.